Alright, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. My name is Hannah Zafra, and the discussion or the topic that was assigned to me is the advantage and limitations of certain media. So before I start my discussion, I would just like the vibe for this recording to be more like chikahan. So if my comments po kayo, my insights kayo, or my questions kayo, feel free to chika that to me sa comment threads po natin. So magchichikahan po tayo about the advantages and limitations of a certain media. So we are fully familiar with this three communication materials here. Itong print media, the broadcast media, and the audiovisual media. And this was previously discussed by my co-reporters in Group C. Itong print media is ito yung publications that you can physically touch, like newspapers and magazine, or anything na nahahawakan natin or nakikita natin, such as yung mga dyaryo, yung mga magazines, yung mga brochures, or even yung mga academic dissertation. Ang itong broadcast media naman is ito yung mga TV and radio shows or programs that disseminate information to various and wider audiences. And the third one is the audiovisual media, which are materials that can be seen, can be heard, or can be both seen and heard. For the advantage of publications. Okay. Ang pinaka-advantage talaga nitong print materials is that they can be read or studied anytime, depending kung when ito gustong basahin ng ating mga readers. So you can leave this at a certain time and come back and read it later or whenever you feel like it. So pwede natin tong iwan, pwede natin tong balikan. Yun yung pinaka-advantage niya, depending on the preference of the reader. And it can also be passed on to other people. For example, when you are reading a magazine, or you are reading a newspaper, when we are done with it, we don't easily discard it. Pwede natin itong ipahiram sa ating peers, sa ating friends, or sa ating family. Ganun. Mapapasa natin siya sa iba pa. So, ang disadvantage naman ito is it is not suitable for people with limited education. Thus, will be deemed useless for people who can't read or write. Okay, of course, no, hindi naman kasi lahat ng tao ay marunong magbasa or may mga malawak na pangunawa sa mga nakasulat na mga materyales na ito. This is why these materials will be deemed useless if yung intended audience naman natin ay hindi sila masyadong maalam sa pagsusulat at pagbabasa. So I actually encountered that problem sa work ko kasi I work as a writer sa Provincial Information Office namin dito sa Davao del Norte. So every month, may nire-release kami na newsletter, which is one Davnor newsletter. So as much as possible, we go to every LGU sa aming province. So nakakarating kami sa mga far-flung na municipalities namin. So may times talaga na mas napapansin ko na mas ginagamit ng mga tao yung newsletter namin as pamaypay imbes na binabasa nila. So we found out later na yung napuntahan pala namin ng municipality is um, karamihan sa audience namin at that time, hindi pala marunong magbasa. So, di ba, naging useless lang. There is little opportunity for feedback and interaction. So, once you have read the material, that's it. You can't really give a feedback unless you go out of your way to contact the author of the material, or if you post feedback about it in any platform. So, there is little chance para mapalabas mo or maparating mo yung feedback mo about that material. Next is, there is a long process for revision. So we all know that news is constantly evolving. We live in a fast-paced world and anything can happen in a minute. So if i-revise pa itong material, a long and tedious process will surely follow, which means na if ever man na-update or na-revise na itong publication material natin, chances are obsolete na yung update kasi meron na namang bago. So, hindi siya nakaka-keep up sa mga fast-paced na updates sa isang kaganapan. So, let us go to the advantages and the disadvantage or the limitations of radio. So, first advantage is it can reach and influence listeners from rural areas. So radio is really timeless. In times of emergency or in times of disaster, ito talaga yung ginagamit ng mga people living in rural areas. Share ko lang din no, yung experience ko from work. So earlier this year, nakaranas ng matinding pagbaha yung probinsya namin dito sa Davao del Norte. So what did we do to reach the people and deliver information as quick as we can? We used radio because it can reach far-flung areas. Ito talaga yung mga ginagamit ng mga tao na nasa probinsya to get the information that they need at that time. So it has the power to reach people more quickly. It is useful in transmitting emergency updates so listeners can listen while doing their work. So, napapansin natin talaga, no, if we go to convenience stores or yung mga stores na parang 24/7, they are more inclined on using the radio para hindi maboard yung mga nagbabantay or yung mga customers na pumupunta sa stores nila. And disadvantage or limitation naman ng radio is it is valued more for its entertainment value. So oftentimes, people tend to listen to radio due to its entertainment aspect, such as ang music nito or radio drama. Pero that doesn't mean na hindi ito ginagamit for news affairs or information dissemination because sometimes we use it for infomercials, for PSAs, but sometimes napapansin din natin na some radio stations tend to blast on music more than this information dissemination materials because ito yung mas pumapatok sa mga tao. Mas hinahanap nila yung entertainment value ng radio. Next is it is difficult to determine its impact to their audience. That's because radio stations rarely do feedback sessions about sa mga programs nila kaya hindi talaga alam kung ano ang impact nito for the audience. We can't really know the full extent of that because these stations hindi sila palaging nag-hold ng feedback session sa mga intended audience nila. And it can only be listened to once, which can cause serious consequences. So there's a chance that your audience might not catch the material that you have broadcasted through the radio. So this can cause misinformation. If hindi nila masyadong makatch ito, yung info na pinapahatid natin because maybe magiging confused sila or magiging mali yung pagkaintindi nila sa binabroadcast mo na material. So let us go to the advantages of the audiovisual media or specifically itong television and video. So point number one is it is far-reaching and can reach various audiences. It can reach various audiences depending on the signal then. It increases comprehension and retention. Since this is an audiovisual material, people can easily remember the info. Next is it can be edited. So, you have the chance to improve your narrative para mas madali siyang maintindihan ng mga audience mo. So, for the disadvantage, um, the gadgets that we use to access these materials are quite expensive. So, di ba? Need pa natin bumili ng laptop, ng cellphones, ng television to have access to this kind of materials. Next is it is oftentimes inaccessible in rural areas. So, just like what I have said earlier, may mga areas na very far-flung, walang signal. So, medyo mahirap yung signal doon sa kanila. So, they don't have access to this kind of material. Next is, same sa radio, it is valued more for its entertainment value. But that is not to say na we can't use it for information dissemination. We just have to strategize how to make our message more entertaining or more catchy para magustuhan ito or makatch ng ating intended audience ang ating gustong ipahiwatig. Little coverage for development programs. Sometimes, yung naiisip kasi natin when it comes to These types of development programs are boring, parang too serious. So may chances na matatabunan yung development programs natin dahil wala ito masyadong entertainment values. So it is up to us as communicators to strategize on how to make our messages more enticing for our intended audience. Okay, so we have finally come to this part. This is my key takeaway to our little discussion today. So every development communication material has its own advantages and disadvantages. We must remember that our choice of medium should align with our intended audience, complexity of the message, and our desired impact. Our choice of medium has a huge impact on the effectiveness and reach of our communication strategy. So I suggest that before we strategize and formulate a message, let us do a thorough research on our intended audience and their preferences when it comes to using this medium. Kasi masasayang lang talaga yung messages natin if hindi naman pala ito kinukonsume ng ating audience. Okay? So, please do let me know kung ano yung takeaway ninyo about dito sa ating discussion, and I would love to have a chat with you guys about this. So that ends my report about the advantages and the limitations of a certain medium. Thank you and stay safe always.